Do you remember how you obtained your first client?
Yeah, it was actually Bo. Was one of the first ones that we worked with, and we worked with him for a little over 2 years, and we still kind of do some stuff off and on with him now too to help him continue with what he's doing. But it was a connection between a friend that knew him and played football with me out in Kearney, and then knew him through some relationships that he had out in the Denver area, and so he made an introduction, and it just seemed like it fit with what he was needing at the time, and so we jumped on board. Scaife, North Colorado. So jumped on board with him and started running from there.
How cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome that your background fell and got that first relationship and your first customer.
I think everything is about relationships.
It really is.
Even now, where we're well beyond that one client, it's still about relationships. It's still about talking to people and finding people that are willing to help make introductions for you, and that's where the bulk of our new business comes from, is people that appreciate our story and why we're different and how we're different, and can see how that can help that small to medium sized business.
Right.
And then they make the introduction for us to kind of get us in the door, and then we take it from there.
How does one, especially as a small or medium business owner who has so much else on their plate, how do you build those genuine relationships, and how do you kind of get your name out there while also making sure the business is running on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to go to all these networking events or joining chamber groups when you're the accountant, the social media guy, and you're the sales guy because you're just brand new.
Yep.
How do you build the authentic relationships?
Yeah, slowly. That's the honest answer.
Terrible.
It's really, I know, and it's frustrating for any entrepreneur that has that itch. They're like,
sure,
I want it yesterday.
And
I get
myself,
it.
I definitely fall guilty to that.
Yeah.
Patience is...
And so have I. Yeah, I mean, I still fall guilty to that quite often. And there's times when, I have to back off of what I'm doing from a networking standpoint to make sure that the work is getting done at the quality level that we expect it to be done.
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because, sometimes the work can still get done, but how well is it getting done?
Right. Yeah, I think you definitely got to watch that because especially in our industry, that's your reputation. It doesn't matter how many hands you shake at events. It's if you can't produce quality work, you're going to get found out really quick, and you're not going to be in business very long from doing that.
I agree.
But so I think it's definitely cyclical in that sense of trying to make sure that you can balance enough of being at events and being visible while still executing the work and doing that side of it, and managing a home life. You got to try to do all of it, and sometimes you're not going to do all of it really well. For me, I've always fell back on making sure that the execution is where it needed to be. So if I'm going to fall short, on my networking events, I'm going to fall short on my networking events. I'm just going to have to work a little bit harder when I get all caught up to that side of it.
Only problem is I've never been a speaker. My thoughts buried deep, pack heat in my car. So much pressure on myself, I'm about to explode.